there, you incredible listener, and a really warm welcome back to Empower Your English.
Hello, everyone.
Get ready, because today we are taking a really fascinating deep dive into the world of Tony Robbins.
A name many people will know, definitely.
For sure. We've looked into his life story, explored his mindset, all sorts of sources, really, to bring you the key insights.
That's right. And think of this as your way to understand some really important English words and ideas around, personal growth, all inspired by Tony Robbins' journey.
Yeah, someone who started with, well, basically nothing and impacted millions.
An incredible story.
Exactly. So our mission today is kind of twofold. We want to help you boost your English. Naturally, you'll pick up some great vocabulary.
Absolutely.
But maybe even more importantly, we want to share some powerful ideas you can actually use in your own life.
Practical stuff,
Right.
not just theory.
Right. And we know you're joining us with different levels of experience, and that's totally fine. We'll keep things clear, engaging, and at a good pace for everyone. Get ready for some real aha moments, though. Like understanding how just changing how you stand can change how you feel.
Oh, yeah, the physiology link. It's fascinating.
And the power of focusing on daily improvement, not just the final goal. Okay, let's get into it.
So Tony Robbins, born in North Hollywood, 1960. And his early life, well, wasn't easy. He faced some serious challenges right from the start.
Yeah, the sources talk about extreme poverty. That means having very, very little money.
Exactly. And sadly, also domestic violence, which is violence happening inside the home. His mother also struggled a lot. It paints a picture of a really tough beginning.
It really does. A lot of tension mentioned. But, and this is where it gets interesting, despite all that, he found an escape. First through sports, actually, but also through reading. Lots of reading, especially books on psychology, self-improvement, that kind of thing.
So reading became his way out, mentally at least.
Exactly. Real escape route.
And then came a really pivotal moment. That's a great word, pivotal. It means like a crucial turning point.
Yep.
This happened when he discovered Jim Rohn. Rohn was this influential speaker, and he really introduced Robbins to the power of mindset.
Ah, mindset. We hear that word a lot. What exactly is it in simple terms?
Yeah, good question. Mindset is basically your general attitude, the way you tend to think about things. Ron showed him how much this mental approach affects, where your life goes.
Wow. So that was huge for him, a real game changer.
Totally. And it led him, at just 17, to make another big decision. He decided to really dive deep into studying psychology and also something called neuro-linguistic programming, NLP.
NLP. Sounds a bit technical, maybe.
It can sound that way, yeah.
Yeah.
But simply put, NLP is about understanding how we experience the world through our senses, right? And how our thoughts and beliefs influence what we do.
Okay.
And crucially, how we can actually change those patterns of thinking and behaving. It's about reprogramming, in a way.
Got it. So even back then, at 17, he saw the power in these tools.
Seems like it. And this led him into his early career. In 1983, he started out promoting Jim Rohn's seminars.
So learning the business from the inside.
Exactly. Learning the ropes, as we say. Gaining that basic experience.
Right. Learning the ropes. Good expression. But knowing Tony Robbins, he wasn't going to just stay a promoter forever.
No, he definitely had bigger ambitions.
Yeah. So in 1986, huge step, he starts his own company. And he launches his own seminar, Unleash the Power Within.
Okay, let's break that title down. Unleash.
Unleash means to release or set free, like letting a dog off its leash, but here it's about potential.
Okay, and within.
Just means inside you. So the whole title points to his core message, right? Unlocking the potential that's already inside you.
Makes sense. And that seminar, well, it took off. Big time.
Right. It really catapulted his career, didn't it? That's another good word. Catapulted, like launched him forward suddenly.
Yeah, it did. And the focus, according to his biography, was helping people transform their lives through taking action, making decisions, and what he termed mental programming.
Mental programming.
Yeah.
So consciously shaping your thoughts and beliefs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Being intentional about it.
And pretty soon, his message started reaching millions all over the world. His style is just so dynamic, right? So much energy.
Incredibly passionate. Yeah, he really pushes people in his seminars to face their fears, go beyond their limits.
And actually make a plan, right?
Yeah.
A step-by-step way to get what they want.
Right. And connecting this to the bigger picture, that's where the firewalk comes in, probably the most famous part of his events.
Ah, yes, the firewalk. People walking on hot coals.
Barefoot, yeah. Now, it's not about some magic immunity to heat. It's symbolic. It represents the power of mind over body.
Okay, power of mind over body. Explain that phrase a bit more.
It's the idea that your mental strength, your beliefs, can help you overcome things that seem physically impossible or terrifying. It's about conquering that fear.
Wow. It's a very vivid way to demonstrate breaking through mental barriers.
Definitely unforgettable for those who do it, I imagine.
So his whole philosophy, it seems to boil down to a few key ideas. The first one you mentioned is mentality, the importance of it.
Huge importance. He really pushes positive thinking, and specifically what he calls growth-focused thinking.
Growth focused. What does that mean exactly?
It means believing you can learn and improve over time. It's the opposite of thinking your abilities are just fixed, set in stone. You believe you can grow.
Okay, so it's about potential for improvement.
Right. And a big part of that is understanding limiting beliefs versus empowering beliefs.
Okay, tell us about those.
Well, limiting beliefs are those negative thoughts you have, like, I'm not good enough or I can't do that, that hold you back.
Right, the internal roadblocks.
Exactly. And empowering beliefs are the opposite. They're the positive thoughts. I can figure this out. I'm capable. They give you confidence and drive.
Makes total sense. So mindset is foundational. What's next?
Closely tied is the power of action. Robbins is very clear. Knowing isn't enough. You have to do.
Knowledge isn't power unless it's applied.
Precisely. He sees action as the catalyst for change. A catalyst is something that starts or speeds up a reaction, or in this case, transformation. Action gets things moving.
Got it. Action is the spark. Then there's modeling.
Yes, modeling. This is the idea that a really effective way to succeed is to learn from people who've already done it.
Like finding a role model.
Exactly. Observe their habits, how they think, what they do, and then adopt those things yourself. If you want to be a great public speaker, you might study Robbins himself, his techniques, his preparation.
Well, that's practical. Okay, what else?
Control of emotions. Now, this isn't about not feeling things. It's about managing your emotions so they help you, not hinder you in reaching your goals.
So not letting anger or fear derail you, but maybe using passion to fuel you.
Something like that, yeah. Understanding and directing them effectively.
Okay. And the last core principle.
Continuous improvement. Lifelong learning. Always pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone.
Ah, the comfort zone, that place where things feel safe and easy.
Exactly. But real growth, Robbins argues, happens when you step outside that zone. When you try something new, face a challenge, learn a new skill. That's where the magic happens.
Stepping into the unknown a bit. Okay, those are powerful principles. And his impact, it's undeniable, isn't it?
Absolutely. Best-selling books like Unlimited Power originally put Sin Limites in Spanish and Awaken the Giant Within, Despierta tu Hero Interior.
And those books really dive into NLP and practical strategies, right?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Plus, his successful programs, online courses like Date with Destiny, which is Una cita con el destino, really intensive stuff.
And he's coached some incredibly famous and influential people. Bill Clinton, Serena Williams, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, the list is impressive. It shows his methods resonate at the highest level.
And not just individuals, but big companies, too.
Right. Google, IBM, American Express, working with their leaders and teams to boost performance.
Plus, we should mention the Tony Robbins Foundation, his philanthropic work.
Yes, doing important work in education, health, tackling poverty, making a real difference there, too.
Right. So we've covered a lot of the success. But the biography also highlights the challenges, which are important context.
Definitely. That difficult childhood we mentioned, he was really plagued by. That means constantly troubled or affected by poverty, the domestic violence, a parent struggling with alcoholism.
Plagued by. That really emphasizes how difficult it was. And those early experiences must have shaped his drive.
You'd have to assume so. And it wasn't just early life. Building his business involved huge financial struggles and risks early on. It wasn't an overnight success story.
No, definitely not. Took real grit.
And, like anyone hugely famous, he's faced criticism. Some say his methods are too simple, maybe even manipulative. It's important to acknowledge those perspectives, too.
Sure. Not everyone connects with his style, and fame itself brings challenges.
Right.
Impact on personal life, a previous marriage.
Yeah, the pressures are immense. But what's interesting is how he talks about using personal crises, these tough times, as fuel for growth.
Which ties right back into that principle of continuous improvement. Always learning, even from the hard stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, let's dig into some key lessons now and bring in that debate we teased earlier. One big concept is your physiology shapes your psychology.
Right. Physiology, that's about your body, how it functions. Psychology, that's your mind, your thoughts, feelings, behavior.
So body affects mind. How does that work in his view?
He emphasizes this really strong link. Like the way you hold your body can change how you feel mentally. This is where power poses come in.
Power poses, like standing like a superhero.
Exactly. Chest out, shoulders back, standing tall. He suggests doing this can actually make you feel more confident, even perform better.
It sounds almost too simple, but there's research backing some of this, isn't there?
There is research on posture and hormone levels, confidence. It's a fascinating area. The idea is your body sends signals to your brain.
Amazing. So, listener, maybe try it right now. Stand up tall for just a moment. See if you notice even a tiny shift.
It's worth experimenting with. And this connects to another key lesson. Focus on growth, not goals.
Okay, that one sounds a bit counterintuitive. Aren't goals important?
They are. But Robbins argues that focusing only on the final outcome, the goal, can be limiting. It's better to focus on the systems, the habits, the daily actions that lead to continuous growth.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Instead of just having the goal, I want to learn English fluently, you focus on the system of, I will study English for 30 minutes every day.
I see. The goal is the destination, but the system is the journey, the process that gets you there and makes you better along the way.
Precisely. The growth happens in the daily action, the system.
Okay, that brings us to the debate. We imagine two people, Alex and Sam. Alex says, Tony Robbins proves 80% of success is mental.
Right. Emphasizing the mindset part.
But then Sam argues, hang on, without action, the mindset is useless. You need both mindset and action.
So mindset versus action. Or maybe mindset plus action. What's the real takeaway here?
Well, it feels like one of those which came first questions, doesn't it? A strong mindset is crucial. Absolutely. It gives you belief, motivation, resilience.
The foundation.
Right. But Sam has a very strong point. If you have the best mindset in the world, but never do anything, well, not much is going to happen. You can believe you can run a marathon.
If you don't train.
Exactly. You won't finish. So it seems like you absolutely need both. They work together.
Yeah, I think that's right. And looking at Robbins' own teachings, it's not really either. The mindset might be, say, 80% of overcoming the initial internal barrier, the fear, the doubt.
Yeah, sure.
But that remaining percentage, the action, is what actually makes it all work. And when we say work here, we mean produce the results, achieve the success.
So the most powerful approach is mindset driving action. Cultivate the strong belief, the growth focus, and let that fuel consistent effort and learning.
That seems to be the synthesis, yes. Great.
Okay, fantastic. Let's quickly revisit some of that key vocabulary we've touched on. Empowerment, gaining control, realizing potential.
Breakthrough, that sudden insight or advance. Resilience, bouncing back from difficulty.
Mindset, your attitude, your way of thinking. Pivotal, that crucial turning point.
Unleash, to set free. Within, meaning inside.
Power of mind over body, mental strength influencing the physical.
Growth-focused, aiming for learning and improvement.
Limiting beliefs, negative thoughts holding you back. Empowering beliefs, positive ones pushing you forward.
Catalyst for change, something that starts or speeds up transformation, like action.
Comfort zone, the familiar, safe space, plagued by, constantly troubled by something.
Physiology, your body's functions. Psychology, the study of the mind. And works, meaning produces results.
Phew, lots of good words there. Okay, here's a practical challenge for you, listener. Try that power pose, just for 2 minutes. Stand tall, chest out, shoulders back. Feel it. How does it shift your mood, even slightly? Give it a go.
Yeah, experiment. And while you're thinking about that, reflect on this quote from Tony Robbins. The only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment.
Imagination and commitment. Let that sink in. What could that mean for you?
And maybe ask yourself a few questions to go deeper. What obstacles have you faced, and how did you overcome them? What resilience did you show?
How could focusing more on the process of growth, rather than just the end goal, change your approach to success?
And maybe, what's one small, simple mindset shift or action you could make today toward more positivity and empowerment? Just one small thing.
So, wrapping up our deep dive into Tony Robbins, his life really is a testament, isn't it, to the power of mindset, the absolute need for action, and the importance of resilience.
Absolutely. Facing challenges, achieving incredible things, it underlines those core themes.
And we genuinely hope you've gained not just insights into these powerful ideas, but also boosted your English vocabulary. Understanding these concepts and the words for them can really empower you.
In all areas of life, personal and professional.
Definitely. So here's a final thought to leave you with. Think about one area where you feel a bit stuck right now. Inspired by today's discussion, What tiny action, what small shift in thinking could you take today just to start building a little momentum for change in that area?
Just to edge forward.
Exactly. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive on Empower Your English.
It's been great exploring this. We look forward to the next one.
Absolutely. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep empowering yourselves.